Hello, you guys. How are you all? Thank you guys for being here. Sorry I wasn't on yesterday. I wasn't feeling great. My friend Amber went on around this time though, so I hope you guys will check that out. And today we're going to talk about the updates from yesterday. So if you guys haven't been following along, I've been covering, and we've been talking about the case of Rebecca Park. So let me go ahead and pull up a picture of her. So this is Rebecca Park. She was a 22-year-old mom in Michigan. She was about to have her third child. She went missing on November the 3rd. She was last seen November the 3rd and was reported missing November 4th. She just happened to be about to give birth. Her due date was the 18th, and she was found on the 25th with her baby missing. Now, her sister and her fiance were very quickly arrested, and they had been, one with a related charge and one that's not. And they had been online, doing interviews with the news, as well as her biological mother, Cortney. Well, she did a lot of interviews, and that's kind of what we've been going through. And today we're going to finish one. And I found other things, new stuff with Kimberly. It's like never ending. If you go searching for stuff, I can't wait to show y'all what I found. But first, we're going to watch the short court hearing, but I think there's some things to be said about it. But, she did a ton of interviews, and then Cortney was arrested for, and her husband arrested for a bunch of charges, including murder, including torture, including all kinds of stuff. And it has been awful. Now, the last laugh that I did, shoo, you guys, it was a tough one because we went through the arrest affidavit and we did learn a lot. We had some things that we wondered about kind of verified, and I don't know. It was just horrific, though. Cortney told 25,000 different stories. That's, of course, an exaggeration. I think she told maybe 4. Everybody was lying to police. This was just a game for these people, except for Rich, which is Rebecca's fiance, who kind of got, people just assumed he was involved. His arrest was so quickly after she was found. So anyways, they had court yesterday. And I cannot wait to show you guys the footage from court. Then we're going to finish the interview we've been listening to with Cortney. Then I'm going to take you over to TikTok because I have a bunch of stuff from there to show you. A recent vigil, another panel appearance by Kimberly on TikTok, and just some other things. So that's the plan. We're going to get right into it. If you haven't been following, though, this is one of those cases where every single day that I've done a live, we've went over a shit ton of information. There's just a lot. There's a lot it's a big picture here, right? And there's a lot to it. So definitely, check out the playlist and catch up if you're trying to follow along because you don't want to miss really any of it. I wouldn't anyways. So Dis Lulu, I'm happy that you're here for a live and good to see you. Hey, Nee. Hey, Adrian. Hey to the mods. Hey, Remy. Good to see you. Coco and True Crime. And by the way, I wanted to say thank you to Southern Ish for joining. I appreciate that so much. And I started a Discord for members of my channel and Patreon members. If you are a member and you'd like a link to it, please send me a message. It is a really great group of people over there already. It really is. I'm lucky for sure. So, okay. It's just about true crime. It's not no drama allowed. It's true crime only. There will be other sections for other things, but not drama. Hey, Pink October. Okay, so let's get right into it. Here is the court hearing, okay? Now, I just can't wait to show y'all this. So first we have Kimberly, right? She comes in and it's pretty brief. Everything's continued, but there are some statements made throughout the entire thing that give us like some insight into what's going on, in my opinion. Then we have old Cortney, and she comes in all of her glory, looking like somebody done whooped her ass. Can't say I blame him. She definitely deserves it. And then we have Brad at the end, and we're going to watch through and listen. Like I said, there's some things to be said. I think if you notice on my thumbnail, it says first to squeal. That's a common phrase, right? First the squeal gets the deal. And I think Cortney knows all about that, and Brad too, because not only did they tell so many different stories, they blamed each other. They're terrible. These people are freaking terrible. Hey, Andy. Good to see you. And Elle, oh my gosh, good to see you guys. Oh, Andy, thank you. That's sweet. Thank you so much. Hey, hey, Elle, which I know I already said it. Hey, but I'm reading your message. Hey, everyone. All right. So let's get started. We're going to watch the hearing. And there's some things I want to point out, and then we'll get into those interviews and stuff. Maybe we'll do the TikToks first since they're kind of brief. I don't know. Let's just getting tongue tied. Listen to this first, and then we'll make up our mind as we go. Okay. Pretty late at night, so I'm really interested what I'll see that like I didn't see the first time, or what I'll notice, and what you guys noticed as well. This is Cortney's attorney here. This woman in the back. This is the prosecutor. And Kimberly is about to come in. Oh, pointer lover. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for being here, being part of it.
This is case number 254947 FY. Again, the people of the state of Michigan versus Kimberly.
There is Kimberly. Now, her charges, this is Rebecca's sister. She's the biological daughter of Cortney as well. She is 1 year younger than Rebecca. They're 22 and 21. They did go to foster care together, and they grew up together. Oh, I have a clip of the foster mom speaking. I'll show you guys as well tonight. They grew up together. She somehow got wrapped into this, okay? But it doesn't appear so far, based on the evidence, and the facts that we know at this time, which are we know a lot. It doesn't appear that she was actually involved in, taking Rebecca's life or the cover up. Besides, she lied to police in an interview, which we still don't know all the details from, like how extensive the lies were. And we'll hear in a moment, they're going to talk about requests. He's demanding this interview. Like, he can't really do much until he gets that evidence. And he thinks it should be pretty easy to get. So she lied to police. Now, she comes out later to say that her biological mom, Cortney, who's now been charged, threatened her, which I can believe. This woman is pure evil. Let me tell you what, after reading that arrest affidavit, you really got to connect with like your spiritual side or something. It is tough. And you realize what she's capable of, how many times she lied, just how disgusting what they actually did was, it just, So here, let's listen.
Park, appearances counsel.
Joanna Carey for the people.
Thank you, Your Honor. Patrick Cherry on behalf of Mrs. Park.
Thank you. And we are here for a probable cause conference. Counsel, I'm assuming there's no resolution in this case.
There is no resolution, Your Honor, and we would ask, I assume it's both of us asking that this matter be reset. We still do not have discovery, and it has not been provided to the defense.
Mr. Chair.
That's correct, Your Honor. I've never had an issue getting discovery from Ms. Carey's office before. I'm curious as to what's taking law enforcement so long to get me a recording of the interview or things like that. And certainly, I'm sure Ms. Carey will get on them next week to do that.
I'm curious what's taken law enforcement so long to get me the interview. So it is regarding this one interview. And you'll hear in a second, it appears that he gets a text that says evidence, maybe from law enforcement. I'm assuming maybe they get him at the same time, the prosecution, and I don't know what's happening, but here, just you'll see.
But because I don't have the discovery, there's nothing for us to discuss yet, so I think we have to adjourn the hearing.
I understand. The court is well aware of the complexity of this case and the number of agencies involved with the investigation. Ms. Carey, Mr. Cherry, how long do you want to adjourn the probable cause conference?
Your Honor, if I can just get the allegations in this case, separate from the Bartholomew cases, is an interview that occurred on November 28th.
An interview that occurred on November 28th.
I can get that recording and the police report. That would get us started a long way towards our conversations, I think, without having to get into all of the follow-up investigation that relates to Bartholomew.
With our conversation. See, it appears that not only is Kimberly working with the prosecutors a bit, but you're going to see in a moment, Cortney definitely is.
So that shouldn't take too long.
How you can believe anything she says, but I guess, again, first the squeal gets the deal.
I'm going to ask for, I know the holidays are coming up as well, so I don't want to prolong it too long. If we set it for
Oh, Jade Ray, thank you, Melissa.
2nd or 23rd, whatever that Tuesday is. So if we could do it on a different day that week, I can check with law enforcement and see how much longer they think it's going to take to get those items and try to get it in.
Ironically, when I open my email app
See?
to check my calendar, I have the evidence email for this case. So
Ironically, when I open my email app to check my email, I have the evidence folder for this case.
So it must have come in this morning.
maybe this.
So
I hope you guys can hear okay because
we will
it's
reset this
really not
for-
great audio.
We have time on the 15th.
Hey, you guys coming in? Oh, Kimberly's body language is interesting to me. I don't think she's even aware. Like, she doesn't seem to be kind of, I don't know, aware of. I'm saying that wrong. She doesn't seem to be acting for the camera or anything, kind of playing it up for cameras, or she's just kind of sitting there.
So we'll keep it to the 16th. All right, we will reset this then for probable cause conference on next Tuesday, the 16th at 10:30.
So that's about it, right? For Kimberly. Like I said, these are quick. They rescheduled, but there are things to note in here that are really important. Plus, we get to see these monsters, like right in the lights, for exactly who the hell they are, right? Black eyes and all.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Park had a couple of bond issues that she just wanted me to clarify with the court. I think I understand them, but I want to make sure.
She does
because
look a
there's
little
lot of
confused, Remy.
misinformation. One, that her bond does not require a GPS tether. She doesn't need to go and get that taken care of. That's my understanding from the court's ruling.
That's correct.
Okay. And two, she has a no contact order with the Bartholomews and Mr. Failer. That does not, so there was, I believe the court's aware there was a candlelight vigil for Rebecca last weekend. Both Ms. Park and Mr. Failer were present, but they did not communicate with each other. They have permission to be in the vicinity, just have no actual contact with one another. Is that correct?
I will only say that no contact.
Very interesting. And I'm going to show you guys some footage from a vigil. But someone asked, the chat's like not loading for me. It's totally blank for some reason. I know that just a moment ago I saw someone that asked, does she have it? Here it is. Does she have a disability? That's what there's, I haven't seen it on paper, but I do know that that's what we're told, right? And there's rumors of it and stuff. Cortney talks about her. I don't know. I don't know for certain, to be honest. I know that it's kind of that's what's being said, but could I say for sure? No, because I try to be really careful about what we know as a fact versus what we're hearing and believing, even what we're hearing from them in interviews. If it's not in the documents from the court, in the police reports, I just can't believe that it's true, even if it's from the local news, right? We had heard previously that Kimberly, her charge has to do with her telling police that she saw Rebecca get hit in the head by Cortney and Brad, we eventually learn, and that she had a seizure and she was drugged away. we have to wait and see. We know that it seems to be similar to what's happening, but I haven't seen the documents, right? So until we, that's just the way I like to do it. Only because, having been watching true crime for a while now on social media, I know how often what's being said is not true. And I know it can look a million ways, right? It can really look like, oh my God, this person looks so guilty, or oh my God, this has to be what's happening here, or whatever. You can really think and just, it can look so clearly like that's what's happening, and it's not. It's just, it's crazy. So we got to be careful. Lisa, thank you for gifting 5 memberships. Thank you so much. That's super sweet. And again, if you want to join the Discord, just send me an email. It's on the bottom of the screen in the banner. So thank you, Lisa. The docs show Cortney did it in the vehicle, right? She tells several different stories, but we know something went on in that vehicle because the blood on the dash, the blood that's said to be on the floor, the seat cover being cut off, things like that. Okay. We got to get to Cortney now.
Thank you.
She's about to be here in all of her glory. I can't stand that woman.
Thank you, Your Honor.
In this footage, you can tell Cortney has like something happening under the eye. She's got the black eye starting. In another picture that I saw later, you can see it so much more clear. Now, look where Kimberly just walked out, right? You see the officer on the other side of the door. And I feel like I don't know, that's exactly where Cortney comes through. So I'm curious, there is a protection order in place. If they keep Cortney out of the way until she gets through or something, that's the way I would imagine it, but I don't know. Jackie, thank you for joining. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Jackie. Really sweet. See, this is the woman I told you was her attorney. Now, she seems to be pretty good so far, the way she speaks and holds herself. I'm really curious to watch her argue for Cortney, but I don't think we're going to see it. At least not. I don't know. You'll see. Seems to be they're working on some sort of deal or something. I gotta slow motion this bitch. I'm sorry. I can't stand her, and I just want to really look at how terrible she looks. Here we go. Just a little bit. No deals for this monster, Christy says. Something is going on. Hey, Wolfie. Nicole B., I saw you were wrapping presents. Okay. Oh, my God. Hold on. Look at the look on her face. Listen here, lady. You don't have no reason to have an attitude. Not only do we know that you did this, but you have admitted it, right? Not only by your actions and all the stupid shit you've said and your disgusting behavior. You've admitted it about 10 different ways, right? And that's again, I think it's around maybe 4, but let me just, there's this one look she does. I swear to you, it looks like the devil herself to me. Like you can just see the evil. Even the look on her face. We've been listening to these interviews and we're about to get back to it. The way she talks about her daughters and stuff, she just has such a hateful, evil way of talking. Just, I don't know. Her attitude is just disgusting. Bitch, what are you upset about? What are you upset about? Because you got caught trying to take the baby from your daughter and pretend like it was yours? Don't forget, if you missed the probable cause, we learned that she was telling her sister that she had a baby in the NICU. The NICU rumors, true. We got a confirmation that she did hook up with Rich after Rich had been with her daughter and before they got back together. Not first, after. You are disgusting, lady. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me just be quiet.
Case number 2549994F.
She has one leg, poor Linda.
Versus Cortney Marie Bartholomew, Appearances Council.
Joanne and Carrie for the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Tracy Deinhardt here on behalf of Miss Bartholomew, who's present and seated to my right.
Look at her face. She definitely has a shiner going on. Look at it. I'd like to know who hit her. I tell you what, I can imagine. There are people in this jail who are there for, like, I don't know, taxes or theft or whatever. And they see somebody like this who never fought to take care of her kids in the first place. And then only when they were grown and wanted to connect with her, she takes advantage of them, you know, turning them against each other, blaming one, taking the life of the other, cutting the baby from her womb, and was going to pretend as if it was hers. And get this, she's texting her sister about the baby, right? She has this baby in the NICU. 11:30 p.m. the night Rebecca goes missing, she texts her sister, "My baby passed away. I watched him die right in front of me." He couldn't breathe. But exactly what happened. She is one sick, disgusting ass bitch. And this has so much, I think for me, number one, it's just disgusting. It's your child. Even if it wasn't, taking the baby out of another woman's womb like that, just disgusting. But all of the, like, I don't know. Let me just let it play because I could go on and on. I need to stop. Hey, Amber.
Before we get to that, I will note the file, there's a second amended complaint. I know we
Which part, Remy?
discussed this when we arraigned Ms. Bartholomew on the first amended complaint.
Oh, I think I still have it sped down.
Adding the phrase "and or" to the venue. I arraigned her on the first amended complaint based on the "and or," but I'll just note the file that has the record, but that second amendment has not been filed. As I said, we're here for probable cause conference. Again, I'm assuming there's
40, yep.
case accurate on that.
Correct.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, listen to this.
The prior case discovery has been still in the process of being put together. Was carried, he requested it.
Yes, I would request that this be set out.
Any objection to that?
Your Honor, I have no objection to that. I have discussed this set out with my client. We would waive any 21 days in this case pursuant to the court rules. There are some ongoing conversations that are being had with the prosecution, and we do anticipate that prior to any preliminary examinations in this case, there will be some motions filed in anticipation of that hearing. So we would ask.
So what does that mean? There are some ongoing conversations with the prosecution, and we would expect before any preliminary hearings, there will be some motions filed. So can we get a continuance while we take care of that, basically? Ongoing talks with the prosecution. First of all, how could they ever work with her? Give her some sort of deal to tell the truth, because she's told, so many different stories. And then as well as what she told on social media. But maybe it's just her pleading guilty and there's no deal. I don't know. But obviously something's going on. And don't forget the bond hearing she had where she says, the next day she wants to go home to her son. I'm willing to work with the prosecutors. Okay. So what is going on? What is really going on here? She's trying to make a deal. How can they give her a deal? It just does not make sense. It's very low. I know. I don't know why it's so low. It's just, that's okay. I'll repeat it for you. And the rest of what we're going to listen to is not like that. There's not much here. It's more about really looking at them and the one sentence from each case, right? Like here, this sentence. There's ongoing talks with the prosecutor. These were just things I didn't want to go past because I do think they have meaning in what's happening here. But Remy, I'm curious which part you were talking about. I guess like me saying that her sister. Yeah, so she had been telling her sister that, let me just see, because I got it right here. I'm pretty sure it's right at the beginning of the affidavit. Let me just read this one little part to you guys again and remind you. And we will continuously, the way I do true crime, if whatever, as we go, which I think we're through a lot of the info for now until we have more court. But as we go, we will have to come back to the probable cause. It's just the way that it is, because we want to look back at and remember what's here or there, and there will be things that stand out. So I'll probably pull it up 25,000 times just to warn you guys. But okay. Cortney was with Kimberly Park. Here we are at the affidavit. But on 11/15, Candace Freeman reported to Deputy Jacob that her sister Cortney had texted her on October 28th that she had given birth to a son and was asking Candace for items for the baby. So she goes missing on the 3rd. This is about 1 week prior to Rebecca going missing. Through a series of text messages, Cortney said she had given birth at 28 weeks. The baby was in the NICU in Grand Rapids. She named the baby Ashton Lee Bartholomew. Cortney told Candace, quote, "He's supposed to come home this coming week. As long as he's doing good still, he will." On Monday, November the 3rd, the day Rebecca is last seen, at 2:52 p.m., Candace asked Cortney if she was able to bring the baby home, and Cortney said no. He did a backslide, but still hoping this week. Then, that night at 11:17 p.m., Cortney texts Candace and says, "My son passed away." The next day at 11 in the morning, Candace asked, "Is it because he wasn't strong enough or had he gotten sick?" And Cortney said, "I don't know what happened. I just know he wasn't getting air. All I know is I watched my child die right in front of me." Candace asked if she was there when it happened, and Cortney said, "Yes, I was." And then, just a few hours later, 8 hours later, Cortney tells her sister Rebecca is missing. This is, the definition of premeditated. Did Brian say it was a girl? You're right. It is a boy. And she even had the name of him on her social media. I did see it, and it said, like she was naming him after Richard. And, yes. But the baby wasn't killed, according to Cortney. According to her in this affidavit, she tells police that he never took a breath. Now, she says that they took the baby into the vehicle and to her house, and she tried to do CPR on him. When that didn't work, Brad, according to Cortney, Brad put the baby in a trash bag and then in a trash receptacle. Her first story was that she knew Brad had done it because she counts her trash bags, and they're like, she's just so full of shit. But yes, she watched her child die, Rebecca. It's true, Bobby. Oh my gosh, Samantha, thank you for gifting those memberships. Thank you so much, Samantha. I appreciate that. I don't want to miss them, but I'll talk to you guys a bit more about memberships and stuff after, about the
For this to be adjourned now for approximately 3
found it that appropriate during the, but also I don't want
I
to.
would say 30 days for a PCC, Your Honor. Let me rephrase that. Thank you.
Any objections, Gary?
No, thank you.
Then based on the situation, we will set this out for
Thank you.
new PCC after 30 days.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So that's it. That was their hearing. She gets wheeled out. And then we have, Brad, the hubby, come in.
Right, this is the case of People State of Michigan versus Bradley and Bartholomew, case number 25499.
Can't hear it for nothing.
Joanna Carey
Harry Hosper, Bradley Bartholomew.
Goldsmith for Bradley Bartholomew.
You may be seated. We are here for a probable cause conference, and I see there is no resolution and discoveries pending.
Probable cause conference.
Is there any request in this?
The people would again request that this be adjourned. And frankly, I would ask that it keep it with Ms. Bartholomew's case as well.
Keep it with Courtney's case, which
No objection, Your Honor. In addition, we discussed the 21-day rule with our client. He understands the need for discovery. At this point, we're only aware of what's on social media. That obviously is not appropriate.
we're only aware of what's on social media. So the arrest affidavit they had, I guess, seen from
So we'll go ahead and we'll set this over for another probable
it being released online, and that's all. So that's it. But, now we see they're trying to get a deal. They're telling on each other. They both, no loyalty. Relationships mean nothing. Being a parent means nothing. How can you expect anything else from someone who does what these folks are said to have done? Okay, sorry. I did not want to address, I don't want to not address. I really appreciate the memberships, but also it's such a tough topic, and I want to always be respectful. Just keeping it real with you guys. So ignore my weirdness, but I do want to say the Discord is, if you are interested, you can email me if you got one of the memberships and you want to come check it out. Shoot me an email at the bottom of the screen. Okay. Now, where do we go now? Doesn't everyone count their trash bags? I'm always scared I'm going to get broken into for my trash bags. The prosecutor doesn't seem like she will entertain a deal. How can she? Truly, how can she? They have lied so many times. I just don't know how. Both of them. I'm not sure why he has two. That's a good question. Okay, Jennifer, yeah, let us know. I don't even know what exactly you're confused about, but we will be here. I don't understand how she thought this was going to work out without someone saying something about her newborn when her pregnant daughter is suddenly missing. I know. That's the thing, telling her sister. And, she tells her sister her baby passed away, and within a couple hours, she's telling her about Rebecca. I don't know. Oh, I know you don't, Samantha. I appreciate that. And I know people in the chat appreciate it too. And no, I just didn't want to be insensitive to to the situation, but also not tell you thank you, because I do really appreciate it. That's all. And I'm awkward and weird sometimes. That's okay. We can admit it. We all know. Hey, honeybee. All right. So let's go to TikTok. That's what we're going to do next, I think, because with this interview with Cortney is probably going to make me cuss, scream, yell, all the things. And this will be maybe better to start. Now, I only grabbed this first one because she shares, if you look up here, this is Kimberly at one of those vigils that was being mentioned in court. See? The rest of it really is not necessary. Oh my gosh, for our live stream, I didn't have it on the screen. But I wanted to show you guys that. So there's Kimberly at one of the vigils, which we're going to see some footage of one in a second. Okay. Super sweet. All right. Now let's go to the next video here. I just hearted the ones I wanted to show you guys. So here we go. This is Kimberly. Okay. Rebecca Park's sister gets into a box. Now the guys kind of confused me. This is since, she's not supposed to be talking, but he starts out the beginning talking. Let me just play it. It's quite a while, so we probably won't listen to it all right now. But
this shit's funny.
Listen to this.
Fucking Kimmy and her fucking boyfriend contacted me not too long ago and then sent me a voice clip through her fucking Snapchat, and I know who it is. It's that fucking Don dude. And then he wants me to say, oh, well, you need to tell the truth. You need to tell the truth. Y'all, it was Kimmy that said that she didn't want to be on the bowling team no more. That she was going to lay low.
She was going to lay low. I can't hardly even understand him.
Fuck. Oh, my God.
You are so.
Oh my gosh, what did I do? No, we'll just skip to where she came in.
Yo, this shit's going to be on the bowling team no more.
Yeah, sorry, Don was talking.
Yeah,
But,
well,
like,
I'm not gonna sit. I'm not gonna sit here and listen to Don fucking run his mouth.
See, he's not running his mouth. This is a conversation between you and I. We haven't had a problem since we broke up, and I don't plan to have a problem because I decided to forgive and forget, like a grown-ass adult. But like I said, and I'll repeat the same thing that I told Don, that whatever this beef is between you guys, it's got to stop. It's causing problems.
I guess this is the ex-boyfriend. So I was going through TikTok looking for different videos on the case right before the live, and I found this. I see Kimmy joins, and I kind of skip around a little bit and go to the next one, and I'm like, we'll watch it together. So, but in another video I had seen, and I didn't save this one, it had a picture of her with this Don guy. Remember him from the panel I showed you guys the other day? And it said, what about Kimmy and her boyfriend? And I'm guessing this is him. Interesting. Yeah, we're not going to watch it all.
Like,
we're going to keep going
You know,
back.
you don't have to like a person. You don't have to deal with them. You don't have to tolerate them. Nobody ever will.
I see your pain. Okay? But this
There were several other people. And yes, like I explained to Don, I was the one who walked away after the whole shit of April apparently saying that you were kicking me off the team and everything. But
Oh
see,
my
April's
gosh,
not the only
yes, I
person
would
that I've
love
heard
that,
that from.
pretend judge.
I've heard it from numerous
Thank
people
you.
that bowl Sunday night. And so at this point,
Okay, so we're not going to keep going down that. Maybe we will later. I'll give it a listen in my free time. I don't want to keep you guys here for their relationship drama. That's not why we're here. Now, this is an account who I found this account because they were sharing a video about their brother and Rebecca, and I guess their brother has also passed away, and they used to be friends, and they were sharing like pictures of them, and no, I'm sorry. First, I found Rebecca. She's singing a song, but you can barely hear it. It's really bad audio, and it's like, this is a video she made for my mom about my brother. So then I saw some pictures of them, and then here is like some art that they did together, and I just thought, let me show you guys. Just maybe you're not on TikTok and you want to see. I mean, I don't know. It's interesting, and I like to get the full picture of a person, you know, when we're following something like this. So see, it says Randy B, Rebecca K. I guess they did it together, like these pictures and stuff. So I'll have some of these linked in the description with the court hearing and the interview we're going to listen to on YouTube. Now, this, I don't know what these pictures are at the beginning. Let me turn this. But I saved this for a reason. Let me see. Oh, it was just for this footage here. I'm out searching. See. sisters, I can't say that. I don't know that they're related at all. It might be just something found out in the woods where they were searching, right? So
You're so loved, Becca.
okay, now this is a clip from the vigil.
You're so loved, Becca.
She was artistic, very artistic.
She had an amazing voice. Just listening to her sing actually it made me smile.
Busting out singing to the silliest songs possible, and wouldn't stop until they were all singing and dancing like they didn't care who was watching.
She painted things, she grew things, she loved flowering, gardening, and she was good with animals.
I want people to remember her, as the good person she was.
One of my most recent memories with her that I will never forget would have to be when I went to her house and we sat talking about the baby. And we were talking about doing a gender reveal party. We spent hours flipping through little outfits that she wanted for him. And then I did her hair and makeup just to give her a pick-me-up.
She loved to go up to the cabin in the UP and go fishing and swimming, and
There's Kimberly.
that was probably some of our best times. We're going to the cabin and just being out in the woods.
She was a beautiful soul.
Love you, Becca. You're so loved, Becca.
Okay.
You told me she was gutted out.
This is okay. I got an issue. I might rant for a second because I'm sick and tired of this with this case. Listen, these TikTokers truly believe they are solving these cases. They are inserting themselves in the middle of active investigations of missing people and, murdered people. It's not okay because they're getting way too far in and they're making all these conclusions about shit they don't know at all. I found this video of this live that was happening, right? They're idiots. I mean, they literally sit here. Let me play a few seconds here.
But she didn't tell me that the baby, she had no clue where the baby was. She thought the baby was still with her.
They're saying Paige just got detained and brought in.
How do we know?
They're saying Paige just got detained and brought in. Who the hell is that? Because I don't know. And we followed this so closely. And again, not on TikTok as much. There's a lot. And I've told you guys over and over that we can't find, right? From TikTok. But that's not true. No, hold on.
Hold on.
Where is the proof of all of this stuff? You know what I mean?
All right, I'm out of here. Got surgery in the morning. See y'all later.
Good luck. Praise to you, girl.
Thank you. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow when I'm just in recovery.
Who's paying?
If I'm not too loopy.
Press is saying it. Okay, well, we can't fucking. I can't believe. Maybe they're just bringing him in to interrogate them and see what happens. And whichever one they choose to arrest or choose to arrest. What if they fucking don't arrest a damn person?
At this point, I feel like they're just doing polygraphs again, going over everybody that failed and redoing.
I think the only person they probably would arrest right now would be Brad, because I feel like the only person that would be logical to arrest, because they have no fucking evidence of anything, is Kimmy.
First of all, you don't know what evidence they have. You better stop before you fuck up in a way that you can't take back. These are real people, okay? Going, and being investigated by real people. I can't believe we don't know what evidence they had. Hell, they had, this is just the day she was found. But they had quite a lot of damn evidence in that affidavit we didn't know about. Look at all the different stories they told. I mean, come on. And this person, True Crime Nicole, says Kimberly Park told her that she knew her sister was gutted out, it says, which, God, that sounds awful. So why in the fuck, if that's true, and she told you this, why are you on live? Oh, wait, you're trying to get attention or something, because in reality, if a suspect in a case like this told you some sort of information like that, the only place it should go is authorities. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm sorry, but this is bullshit. You know, we thought YouTube was bad, true crime could get bad. This is crazy. These people, attention, clicks, money, period. It's like, what are you doing? Unbelievable. Is this real life? It just reminds me of last night. I was watching ATS News and she's playing that hidden true crime body cam, and the hidden true crime's like, we're just so worried about the victims getting re-victimized by my messages. And they're like, but no messages have been sent, so no crime's been committed. And then she's like, here, my husband wants to talk to you. And John gets on the phone and he's like, listen, our reputation is going to be ruined. Our reputation is going to be ruined in a second. And that's the most important thing. That's my concern. So you're admitting you don't give a shit about how you affect any of these people. You don't give a fuck. You people just care about reputations and getting the next interview and getting the tea and, you know, because God knows this isn't a real missing, there wasn't a real life missing baby out there and woman. God, it pisses me off. Idiots. And you know what? They are going to step in something. They're going to step in some kind of shit that they can't get off their shoe. And I hope they do, honestly, because they need to stop. This is bullshit. I don't like it. Now, that's all I have to say about it, but it's extremely frustrating. It really is. But how will that get them views, Allie? I know, right? Can't just talk about the facts in the case. You know, that's boring. I need to have the suspects on. I need to blame people. I need to talk about all the salacious and outrageous things. Oh my God, there's 2 million souls in here right now. Can you just tap, 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 tap? Are you kidding me? Ugh. Like Amber and I have been talking about going live on TikTok, and this makes me not want to. Seriously. Because I just don't like it. I'm grossed out by it. And you know what? Maybe I shouldn't show it and just be flat out kind of mean to him. But then again, it's like, dude, somebody needs to tell you this is too far. You guys are playing detective, but you've never had the training to be a detective. You didn't do patrol for a couple years and then work your way up and go to a police academy or take any classes. You're just, you know, turning on your camera and it ain't right.
I would appreciate.
All right, this is the last one I want to show you.
I would appreciate.
We'll get into the interview. This is Stephanie Park, the woman who
I would appreciate.
Oh my gosh,
all the public
doing that. I'm sorry. The woman who adopted Rebecca and Kimberly when they were just, well, she took them in as foster children at 1 month and 1 year old. Kimberly was 1 month old. Rebecca was a year old.
To just, if you see me or the kids, just nod, but do not approach us.
Yeah.
I am not capable of doing that. I cannot hold it together for the kids
Investigators say that the autopsy has not yet been scheduled, and they are not commenting on the status of the baby Rebecca was believed to be carrying.
I would appreciate all the public to just, if you see me or the kids, just nod, but do not approach us.
Yeah.
I am not capable of doing that. I cannot
This is sad.
hold it together for the kids
Don't come and talk to me about this, okay? Like they're struggling. They can't even function and get through day to day. I guarantee you these TikTokers have reached out. Yeah, I knew we had that one, the little... Wait, that one's not mine. Hold on. I have something that Bikram's made. Here it is. It's a hot sauce bottle. Okay, now we go to the interview. But I thought it was, you know, I appreciate her even doing this. She don't have to do that. Can you imagine how she's hurting? You got Kimberly facing charges. She's raising all 3 of the kids. You know, Rebecca's 2 and Kimberly's 1. You fight. You take these babies in as babies and you raise them through life, right, as your own, and they are your own and they become your own. They are part of you, right? And you fight to give them a better life and a family and all the things, and you fight to keep them away from her ass, I'm sure. And I've heard rumors of it. We don't know if that's 100% true. Again, there's a lot of rumors. But at the end of the day, we do know this. Cortney and Rebecca had been in contact 4 years. Rebecca was 22 years old. Looks like she turned 18 and decided to connect with Cortney, right? So it's really sad because at that point, what can this woman do? She can't stop them from talking. Andy, that's okay. No, yes, it is. It's a hot sauce bottle that has me on it, maybe, I think, and a tie-dye. But yeah, I just feel for that woman. I can't imagine because, yeah, it's out of your hands. There's not a damn thing you can do. You cannot control it. You can't protect them anymore. You've spent 18 years protecting them, and now you can't. And this evil, vicious fucking bitch sinks her claws in. You know, it's really. St. Guadalupe, Kelly. That's funny. All right, so now we're at our interview. Back to here.
Microscope, just for the sake of bringing Rebecca
Rewind
home
like a
because she's
minute
been
or
the
two
most
so that we
important
know where
part.
we're at and kind of orient.
Yeah, I'm just going to be honest. I'm just going to be honest. We've thought you've been a suspect. Bride's been a suspect. Kimmy, Rich, everybody's been a suspect and discussed because we don't know what's going on. We're just trying to figure. And it's not that we are trying to solve a crime per se. We were just trying to find Rebecca and the clues that we needed to find her. So everybody's been under the microscope just for the sake of bringing Rebecca home because she's been the most important part of this whole story.
Yeah, well, I hope they rot in hell because of what they did to my daughter. Literally, you don't do this. People don't know what it feels like to lose a child if you've never lost one. And I swear, I hope and I pray that Becca gets the justice that she deserves and my grandson is found.
So in a way, you've lost two daughters.
I've lost one because she was murdered and the other one because she did murder her.
You evil ass bitch, man. How dare you? How dare you, knowing it was you and your husband, knowing you will later tell police that Kimberly had nothing to do with it. Because remember, she later tells police. Oh my God, I can't stand her. I really can't. I cannot ever imagine doing this to your baby. I've tried watching that lady's videos and I just can't. I've actually gotten quite a few comments of people that are like, thank you. I wanted to watch this, but I couldn't get through it. And you are making it easier to watch. So, you know, I saw a video of her today. I thought I saved it in this little TikTok roll that we were going through. It was a TikTok video and it just, I mean, I'm sure you guys can imagine it was the same kind of thing. And the theatrics, I don't know. I really like some of her questions, but I walk away again. She's part of the reason I have this sour taste in my mouth for these TikTokers because she says things like, you know, you didn't testify to that and we've been investigating and, you know, we need to find her so we can move on to other cases there are other people who need to be found and things like that. When it's like, lady, you are just like a stay-at-home mom on your phone or on your computer. You're not an investigator. Who do you think you are? I mean, I get it. Your TikTok blew up fast as hell. Okay. A lot of people could blow up. TikTok's a little bit easier to grow on. It was for me personally. That's where I started. I mean, I think I have like 29,000 subscribers. I've only gained like 2 in the last 2-3 years. I got to like 27 in the first 2-3 months or something. It was fast. Like I remember it was very fast. And it's a different kind of algorithm and it's a different place over there. But just because your videos blew up on TikTok or whatever and you gain some sort of traction doesn't mean you know what you're talking about. You know, and her being on Banfield, maybe we'll watch a minute of that after. We watched it on Amber's the other night, but I feel like we could pull it up now. It's been a few days and I can show you. It's just, I don't know.
So not only have
So
my
I get it, Christy. I get
other
it.
grandbabies lost their mom and their aunt, or their aunt and their mom. Now it's just a huge circle.
Have you guys told Grandma?
My grandma's aware, yes.
Is she okay?
I do believe so. I don't know. I'm sure my sister has contacted my grandmother.
Will you have a funeral for Rebecca?
I do not know what
What is up
Stephanie
with that
has.
voice? Will you have a funeral for Rebecca? You know it's not up to her. What the fuck are you talking about? Is this just for show? I don't understand. God, get to the questions we want to hear because that's just bullshit to me too. Whatever. I'm obviously in a mood. Let me stop. And Natasha, I definitely know what you mean. I really do. Let me just check on your comments for a second, make sure there's nothing else. Cortney didn't love her grandson, in quotation. She doesn't love anything. No. I've never seen anything like this. Disgusting.
Plan.
Are you going to do a funeral? Didn't you know it's not up to her? The fuck?
Do you think you'll be invited?
If I could have my choice, I would definitely get everybody together and go out to where they found her and
Lady fucking
do something.
Oh, God.
Put a cross there, do something.
You can literally do that at any time. Cortney.
Looking at that scene, I mean, it's apparent that she was moved there recently.
I don't know. I do not know. I have not seen pictures. I have not seen any of that, and I do not want to.
Well, the description was that she looked like she was just put there. I'll just leave it at that. And that she was moved. And that's so important because where she was moved from will tell us, you know, who all is involved.
First of all, you shouldn't have had somebody go back there filming for you, number one. Number two, it really doesn't appear that she was moved, you guys. I don't know. I'm curious what you think because we'd have to go back through. I'd have to look back through it. But remember, they talk about right after I think he like brings her down in a little, like not a hill, but like a slight hill and covers her with leaves, right? That's what we hear. We don't hear of her being moved, even though we do know the area was searched. But is it possible he just moved her, you know, off that side of the hill back into the pathway or something? I don't know. Or was she not moved at all? We just don't know that. Can't really say. And based on a picture of what? You didn't see a picture of her out there. Oh, God, whatever. Just.
And I remember
that's what I was
you
thinking.
saying that Michael
just
Mercer had been running Rich up and down the road in front of your house. Do you think they were
But not
scoping
like
out a
from a
place,
house
those
to there.
trails, allegedly, at least Rich, allegedly, to find a place to put his fiance?
Rich knows the trails. We've went trail riding back in there. Like 3 summers ago, we used to go trail riding back there when I needed to escape from taking care of my mother.
Kelly says, I'm still a little bit confused with the cut up carpet in the house and the couch, the sliced up couch. I don't know if she was killed in the house and put out there or actually took out there. So it appears that she started to be attacked in the vehicle. Now, what I believe probably happened at the house is, remember, they do admit they brought the baby home and tried to do CPR. Is it possible that that's why they've gotten rid of the, that stuff? Or I don't know. And then Rainbow Baby, she is just a TikToker that has been like really getting all these interviews. She's done several hours of interviews with the suspects before they were arrested, and with Kimberly after she was released, and before she was arrested. Well, yeah, before she was arrested, because before Rebecca was found, she was on there.
We have 4,000 people watching right now. Is
my
there
God.
anything that you need them to know?
Just start looking for a newborn. Anybody that has a newborn, if you see one, I don't care, little or not, make sure you call it in, especially if you're skeptical about it.
Oh, God,
Let's
Courtney.
try to bring him home. Bring my grandson home. Baby Park, let's bring him home.
Knowing that your stupid ass put him in a trash bag and you guys threw him away like he was garbage. You bitch. I can't stand her. Again, you're not going to get professional here. Sorry.
The
but
police last
we're
night, did
just-
you watch the press conference they had last night?
I did. I watched it online with the 2 officers sitting here.
When they asked him in the press conference
Yes,
about
Cameron.
this baby, and they wouldn't comment whether they're the baby, if there was a baby, I felt kind of like, shouldn't we have an urgency here to confirm if a baby's missing, right? They didn't. I know there's an investigation, but that part, if they could, confirm that part and say, we need to be looking for a baby, why do you think they didn't want to talk about it?
Yes, Chris. Chris has been half listening and working and stuff and didn't realize the victims were her own blood. They are, but Rebecca was raised by another woman, so she has a mom. This is just her biological mom. And then I just wanted to read. So Rebecca was naming her baby Park. No, he was named after Rich. So let me try to find it while we listen. I'll try to find it because I pulled it up before and I did not screenshot it, but she had her kids' names listed out. And, well, I don't want to show the other 2. Let me try to find it though. Maybe I can zoom in and show you guys. But he was named after her fiance. And I think with
I
his
don't
last
know.
name,
When they
that's
come
his
here
name, if I
yesterday,
remember
I
correct.
asked them, where is my grandson? How much more time are you guys going to fucking waste on not finding my grandson? Find him now. Stop wasting your guys' time and go find him. And they're
Are you
like, we
gonna
have
be
to do the forensics.
Go ahead.
They were like, we have to do forensics and we have to wait for the search warrant, and they're just wasting time. Find him. Bring him home. It's all we have left. She's not here anymore, but he might be. And that's the hope that we're going to stay with, because we're not going to give up hope until he's home.
I hope they find him and find him safe. And if so, would you take custody of him, or would that go to the adoptive parents?
He would probably go to the adoptive parents.
Have you heard from them at all?
No, I have not heard a soul from anybody. Only threats.
This is tough. But that night, when you saw her get into the black car, you at that point you didn't have any idea who was in the car. Though a couple of days ago you said Kimmy was the one in the car. Is that because they told you Kimmy was the one in the car down at the station? Or did you think that Kimmy was in the car? You just had no idea who was in there.
At first, I didn't know who was in the car. And then Saturday, before all this happened, Kimmy told me she was in the car. And then Brendan let it out yesterday who else was in the car.
Did she tell you what happened once Rebecca got in the car?
She didn't say. She didn't say a word. All she said was she took her to the bus stop and put her on a bus and sent her in town.
I knew she had said that she put her on the bus because remember, in the one interview when she's being, or no, it's in this one at the beginning, she's like, she asked her, something about searching the trails. It's either in this or when she's at the end of the driveway, when she put her on a bus. And she says, they're like, why would you do that if Kimmy said she put her on a bus? And she says, well, why does she keep talking about the trails? So I knew that Kimberly had said that she put her on a bus. But so are we literally hearing her say, did I hear this correctly? She's claiming that Kimberly was in the dark car that picked up Rebecca and took her and put her on a bus then? We're almost done with this, actually. So let's just rewind a second here, because then we'll go.
Think that Kimmy was in the car. You just had no idea who was in there.
At first, I didn't know who was in the car. And then Saturday, before all this happened, Kimmy told me she was in the car. And then Brendan let it out yesterday who else was in the car.
What?
Did she tell you what happened once Rebecca got in the car?
She didn't say. She didn't say a word. All she said was she took her to the bus stop.
You are such a, oh my God. Hey, Hoodies and Crowbar. I've been watching your lives about this case, but I sat on my hands. I am physically ill hearing the egg donor speak. I know what you mean. And I'm sorry, because I know it's hard to listen to. When I started talking about it, I really hadn't seen anybody on YouTube talk about it. And then, I kind of dove right in, and there was so much to get through. And you got, a lot of you guys wanted to listen to the interviews together. So it's kind of what we've done. And while we were doing it, the case progressed so much along the way, little by little, but so quickly. I just can't believe it all either. And I know it's tough. After we read through the PCA the other night, I don't know. I just worried about you guys. And it was just it's tough to digest some of that. But on the other hand, we didn't have to experience it. And people deserve to know what happened. She in Rebecca's, people deserve to know what happened to her. I'll just say that. I think that that's the least, or she deserves for people to know. That's the least, we could do. However, the right way to say that, you guys know what I mean. I just think that, I know it's tough, but I am glad that we've went through everything that we have. And yeah, and I do understand that it's really very a hot topic on other social media platforms. But like I said, when we started talking about it here, you really didn't see too much. I had seen one person, Amber. I think maybe that's it. Now I've seen several more, even Gray Hughes, Brian Enton, Ashley Banfield. It's being covered and talked about a bit more. But Yeah, I'm glad we did it, but I do apologize because I know it's tough for you guys to digest and stuff. Do you really think she just doesn't? Okay. Do you think she really just doesn't remember all her lies and gets confused? Or is she intentionally giving so much conflicting information to try to confuse everyone? I think she remembers them, but I think that she thinks, number one, she's so good at the spin that people may not like realize, like Letitia, you know what I mean? These people, they're not necessarily the greatest liars in the world. Like, a lot of times they're very transparent. Even what Kimberly did here, what Cortney did here, trying to blame Kimberly. Right after Kimberly, comes on social media saying she threatened her, then it's, she was mentioning the trails. She thinks she's really good at it. But honestly, she's very transparent. It's just that a lot of times these people will get their way because you don't want to deal with them, right? Like, think about Letitia Stout. Just, dead set trying to get Al to give in to her, right? And probably coming up with all these different stories like the fake break-in and stuff. And instead of fighting her on it when her story doesn't add up, when the cop at the fake break-in, this woman staged a break-in to try to get her husband home. The cop, we got the body cam, and the cop's like, this doesn't make sense. Al, instead of like questioning her like the cop, he would just give in because it's easier. People give in to these types of people because they don't want to deal with the backlash of challenging them. So because people give in to them, they think, I'm just brilliant at this. And I think she thinks that she knows what she said, but she thinks she can spin it in such a way that it will convince people that it's the truth. And she's desperate, in my opinion. And I also think she does try to confuse people. That's part of the spin. It's just these people who are this level of manipulative and dishonest. And can I just say, these are the worst of the worst. For one, the fact that you're capable of taking the life of a child, your child, a baby, anything like that, like you're immediately the worst of the worst. But let's take that to the side. Just the way they lie and manipulate, like, I cannot. I can't have people like that around me. I swear it gives me like a physical reaction, like the muscles tense up and I'm just stay the hell away. I'd rather be alone. Like, I like being alone. I cannot deal with people like this. So I feel sorry for anybody who has to deal with these people, truly. Not very bright, but they think they are. They have false superiority. Absolutely. Perfect example. Don't they, like, they remind you of each other in that way where they think they're just so slick. But no, we can see you for exactly who you are. You think you're slick because people give you your way because they don't want to deal with you. Liars and manipulators are exhausting. If I leave a conversation with you and I feel like in my brain I've been doing like sit-ups, push-ups, running laps, like my brain is so exhausted from the twists and the turns, and I'm not going to have many conversations with you. I'll have less for sure. So that's the kind of person I think she is and what I think she's doing. Most liars are used to not being made to come clean, so they lie and lie. Knowing what we read so far and then hearing her act like a victim and so sad she's worried about where Rebecca and the baby are makes it even worse. She knows what she did to them. That's so true. Like, we started this interview before the affidavit came out, remember? And we knew what she was doing. I said it then. I'm like, actually, if you go to my video title, I'm like, Cortney's vicious response to Kimberly. Because I felt like, my God. She said, she tells that you threatened her, and then you straight up frame her. You try to set her up for this. Remember the video of people at the end of her driveway? She's like, my daughter's not coming home. You know, Kimberly said, like, then she starts talking about Kimberly. She's just, So knowing what we know now and hearing the end of this where she's just like, oh, yeah, very infuriating. They are so difficult to deal with, Kindness. I can't. I'm telling you now, I'm at the point in my life, I will cut you out of my life with a quickness. I don't care who you are. You could be my own damn brother or sister. You lie to me on the regular, and you're going to talk to me a lot less, like only when we have to. That's just the way I am. Sometimes you got to love people from a distance. It takes you to get to a certain place in your life where you decide that's what you're going to do. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, your peace of mind is valuable and your time is valuable and life is short. And there ain't no time to put up with people like that. It's just with the place took a drink, the place I've gotten to in my life. Once I discover you doing that shit to me, bye. I ain't going to be talking to you very much. And I do not feel bad about it.
Put her on a bus and send her to Tennessee.
Okay.
And y'all shouldn't either.
Got you.
But I have to go. I've got things I have to do.
I understand. Cortney, I want to thank you for your time and getting up here and filling in the blank spaces for us. And if you need me, message me. If you need to get back up on the panel, let me know. Otherwise, we're just here to support you and to try to find that baby, okay?
God, okay. Support you and find that baby. You're just here to support her. I guess. Okay. I guess to keep her on talking to you or whatever. There's just one little clip. She re-uploaded her talking to Kimberly. But this little clip before we get.
1, they have searched my property. 2, I didn't touch my fucking daughter. And 3, we already know the fucking info that you're fucking telling us, Araya.
And we got fucking cameras watching the fucking road, you dumb bitch.
So you better fucking watch it. Rusty, you better get your fucking child under control. Because she's taking a mother's pain and turning it into a goddamn circus. Fuck you, Araya. You don't have fucking kids that actually you take care of. I do, unfortunately.
Let me pause this for a second because you got to go. JH, I have not seen you in forever, and it is so good to see you, and I hope you're doing okay. The freaking handle. I didn't realize it was you because the handles. What did I say I was going to play after this? Because I cannot remember. I went on that whole rant. I have not seen an update since the search. Like, I've seen a lot of drama. Uh-oh, hold on. What in the world is going on? Like, this is not. Okay. I've seen a lot of drama, but I have not seen like any actual legitimate update. I have seen, the psychics with Fred and Ziggy, who, I mean, do they, I don't understand. I'll be honest, I don't pay any of that stuff too much attention. The psychics I do, and I want to kind of look closer at that and what's been wrong that you can prove that is wrong and some things. But as far as, all the drama with what Fred and Andy and all those people, what they're after is attention, and I'm not going to give it to them. That's usually, I don't think that's the only things I've seen though. What else is there? Apparently the search was done on the tree cutter's property. Well, we do know that they were up there, cutting trees at that time, right? Gosh. I've heard some stuff about that, but I just don't know what's factual and not. So I'm really curious. Okay, let me see what you guys have to say here. I wish they would try them together like they did the Menendez brothers. Otherwise, one of them might get off. Well, they're definitely trying to tell on each other and get a deal. JH, I'll see what I can find out for sure that's factual. But it's good to see you. I mean, I'll replay this in a second. I just paused it because JH was leaving. I had to say hi. She's been around for a long time over here. Oh, that's a different Wolfie, JH. But yeah, I'll look into it and we'll talk soon. Don't be a stranger. Okay. Merry Christmas. Sorry, you guys.
They have searched my property. 2, I didn't touch my fucking daughter. And 3, we already know the fucking info that you're fucking telling us, Araya.
And we got fucking cameras watching the fucking road, you dumb bitch.
So you better fucking watch it. Rusty, you better get your fucking child under control. Because she's taking a mother's pain and turning it into a goddamn circus. Fuck you, Araya. You don't have fucking kids that actually you take care of. I do, unfortunately, that you don't have yours because you fucking can't be a mom to yours. So you know what? Fuck you, bitch. You're getting an ass whooping, you keep it up. I'm not playing with you anymore. I already know the goddamn information. My daughter probably left rich. Y'all can't accept it. Get over it. If that is what she fucking did, then I'm happy for her. I just want to know where she's at and that she's okay. That's all that counts anymore. And you know what? You ever fucking say I laid a hand on my fucking pregnant daughter, Araya, so help me fucking God. You will not like me, bitch. Don't play with me.
Okay. So I guess that's it, you guys. You know, there are, oh my gosh, there are so many other interviews and things out there. And I don't know. Maybe we'll look at those, but it'll be a few days at least. I want to get into a few other cases and updates that I'd like to talk about. But I'm going to follow this every step of the way. Whether, there's 5 of us here or however many, it doesn't matter. So I hope you guys will join me for that for sure. And yeah, as soon as I hear something, as soon as there's something new, I'll post it or whatever. A community post if it's something little. What else was I going to say? Oh, I was going to talk to you guys about a couple of things. The last thing about this case, I will say, if you see anything like, send it to me. Or if you're in the Discord, of course, post it in there. There's so much stuff getting posted in there that's interesting, updates. And, I guess we just have to keep an eye out to see if they will give any kind of statements or anything about the baby. That's kind of the final piece to this until besides the trial, and then we're on our way to trial now. But I was going to talk to you guys at the end about something completely unrelated, but that is really scary that I just watched a friend of mine go through from back home where I used to live in West Virginia. So like over social media, I've seen it. Have you ever heard of scalded skin syndrome? So my friend, one of my closest friends growing up, her son, just started getting really sick all of a sudden. His face was getting really red, and within 2 days, his entire body was giant blisters, and it was as if his entire body had caught on fire, basically. And they could not say where it came from or anything. It's called scalded skin syndrome. I mean, his open blisters everywhere, face, cheeks, arms, legs. It was absolutely pitiful. Thank God he's doing okay after tons of antibiotics, a long stay in a university hospital, getting moved to 5 different hospitals. But I just thought that is so terrifying. Do parents, like, I had no idea that existed, and they don't know where it came from, and it started to cause infection. Think about it, how a lot of people end up passing away and stuff when they get burned is from the infection. So if you've never heard of that, definitely look it up, because I just think it's good to know that these kinds of things exist. And I guess it could be, the way I understand it, traced back to some sort of like bacteria. But oh my God, this baby, I mean, he's just laying there, face just blistered up, arms blistered. They've got IVs in him, and he's got like tape over the blisters. It was just one of the most pitiful things I've ever seen. Thank God he just got released and he's doing okay. But it is something that just really scary and something to know about. I mean, imagine you don't know that this exists, and your kid all of a sudden looks like they're having, like, they have burns on them and they haven't been burned. And you're like, I mean, what? I don't know. Just very, very scary. It is terrible. No, they believed her, but it was getting like progressively worse really, but fast. Like when they first went to the hospital, it was just blisters. And like the next morning when they were still there, one of his eyes wasn't open because there was infection and it was swollen, and it was just, awful, awful, awful. But he is doing better. But yeah, 5. Hey, that girl. Good to see you. Really, Natasha? It's crazy though when that happens. It's really scary. Infection and shock. Yep. So good to see you, that girl. But yeah, dude, it was really scary. Just know that exists, and I don't know. I just wanted to share that with you guys. And then I think that's it. There's tomorrow. I'd like to go live tomorrow night. We have a Christmas program. So it depends on what time we get home. It's a bit earlier in the evening, but I just don't know. It's up in the air. That's why Steph and Stern's phone calls are technically scheduled for Friday. But if I can, I'd like to do those tomorrow. So, and there's a couple other cases and updates I'd like to talk about. Anna Kepner, we were talking about the young girl, Florida high school cheerleader, 18-year-old Anna Kepner, on the cruise ship with her 16 and 14-year-old stepbrothers. And they found her under the bed, remember? And she, they said from an arm that she passed away from asphyxiation, and they had given the example of an arm bar, which is kind of like a headlock, I guess. But the update comes from custody court, which we knew was going to happen, right? We were kept here in this custody date, court date was coming, and they were going to potentially make people testify, and including the kids. And, apparently the judge said that, so it was over the, oh gosh, it's confusing. Maybe I should just wait. It had some surprising results though, because it seems like the 16-year-old, who would be the danger in the home of any kids that they'd be fighting in custody court over, right? The 16-year-old said by mom will not be coming home. So it seems like they know that there's going to be some sort of charges. I don't know. I guess we have to wait and see what's going to happen. If it's going to be, I'm assuming federal charges because international water. However, I've heard a couple different things from experts, but if you followed along with that, we're going to talk about that in the coming days. And if you haven't, I have a couple videos on it. And besides that, I'm going to let you guys go. So let me just check on y'all in the chat though first. But we're definitely done with the true crime. We're just going to chat for a second. I just like to let people know because a lot of people are here to listen to that and they don't want to just shoot the shit. And I try to save it for the end. I don't talk at the beginning anymore. I used to say hello to everybody in the chat before every live. And I don't do that anymore because, like, I get how that could be frustrating as a viewer, because I'm a viewer too. and I'd be skipping past all that. So, but at the end, how can you complain? Okay. So I'm just going to check in on you guys. Hey, Tara. Oh, good night, kindness. Let's see. Oh, I miss when my daughter had those things at school. She's a senior and I can't handle it. Yeah, they grow up way too fast. I have an 11th grader and, you know, we're getting ready for the snowball dance and all that stuff. And it's like, oh, God. Just time flies. Hey, mi cazador de Ardias. I don't think it's a reoccurring syndrome, Kelly, but I wondered that too. That is really scary. How old is the kid? He's 5. All right. I think I'm caught up on the comments, but yeah, thank you guys for being here. Oh, yeah. If you did not see Amber last night, that hidden true crime body cam. Oh my God. I cannot believe this. It's like a scam they tried to pull. The cops are telling them over and over again, there's no crime. And if you followed that at all, go check Amber's channel out because she covered body cams the last 2 weeks. And the one from last night, oh my God, I just cannot believe the nerve. The nerve, for real. We're worried about the victims being re-victimized by my text messages being released. What the hell is in your text messages? For real. Because that's... There you are, Amber. Oh, yeah, I was going to play Banfield, but that's all right. I need to go anyways and let you guys go. We've been here for a while. But we watched that the other night when I was on her panel, and it was really very interesting, too, about Rebecca Parks' case. Yeah, snowball dance. My goodness. All right. So I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you for being here. And yeah, I'm sorry because I know that this is tough stuff to get through and it sticks with you. It does. Some of this stuff I don't know. It's like you think about it, just sticks with you. You can't control when you think about it and it kind of lingers. So what I'm going to do is go try to relax and not watch true crime at all. I always say that though, but then I'll wake up in the middle of the night and listen to a true crime podcast or something. That's how I learned the Anna Kepner update, listening to Ashley Banfield last night. But yeah, sorry about that, you guys. And thank you again. I appreciate you and I hope you have a good night. And if I don't end this, I'll ramble on forever and definitely be awkward. Like I told y'all that I am, okay? I swear. But anyways, all right, I'm going to go. Have a good night. If you just come to this channel for this case, I'll see you soon. You know, it might be a little while, but as soon as there's an update, we'll talk about it. And if not, then I'll see you in the next day or two. And I hope you guys have a good night. Bye.